What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over my UFC 312 recap and breakdowns. This fight was actually pretty fun. Not a lot of finishes, like I said there was going to be, but I did say it was going to be a fun card, and there was a lot of fun fights. So, without further ado, let's get straight into this breakdown. Quillen Salkhield, my goat, sleeps Anshul Jubilee in the first round, 19 seconds in. Not really like sleeps, but drops him bad over the top, and then Jubilee just goes down, curls up into a ball, and tries to get like a desperation takedown attempt on a single leg. I don't know. I see a lot of people saying early stoppage. I can kind of understand it, but like Jubilee, like he didn't even know that the fight was being stopped. He was just like holding on to that single leg. Like he was out of there. So not the worst stoppage, but yeah. Quillen Saul killed. Great performance. Anshul Jubilee, man, like he's not UFC level. Cut this guy from the sport. Send him back to the either send him to the GFL or send him back to the Mumbai fish markets. Those are the only two options. So yeah, great win from Quillen Saul killed. I'm really excited to see where this guy goes. Let's move on to the next fight. Kevin Gisette versus Jonathan McAuliffe. Now, listen, this is where it all goes wrong, okay? Spoiler alert, I did not do very good on this card for predictions. And this is where it all started. Jonathan McAuliffe defeats Kevin Gisette via a 29-28 unanimous decision. Devastating body kicks. Like, there was like a huge like print on the side of Gisette's body. It was like all like red and like bruised. Like, dude, McAuliffe's got some nice body kicks. He just looked like the faster, quicker, harder hitting guy on the feet. That's pretty much the story of this whole fight. Jusei was waiting too much as well. Like you don't have flatline KO power. Like you have to throw with volume. Like Jusei has to become a volume striker. Like which he is sometimes, but like he was waiting too much in this fight in my opinion. He did kind of come back later in the fight, but man, early on, McAuliffe was looking great. He dropped Jusei, I believe, in the first round with a head kick. And yeah, great win for Jonathan McAuliffe. I should have picked this guy to win, I guess. I don't know. Kevin Jusei is not great. Well, he can be great. He just doesn't want to throw volume. Like you're not a power puncher. Like throw volume, little bro. But yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Cody Steele versus Rong Ju. This is a wild fight, especially in the first round. They were just swinging back and forth. Man, Rong Ju, he looks very much improved. His boxing looks cleaner. He looks more defensively sound, and he's improved a lot. And I'm impressed. Cody Steele, he didn't really have anything for him in this fight. Didn't even really try to use his high level grappling. Tried to use it like a little bit, I guess, but like not really. Kind of abandoned the takedowns after the first round. And like I don't know. Basically, Ronju was just outboxing him. Ronju was just outboxing this guy. I thought Cody Steele was going to be able to get in and land like a big power shot and put him out, but man, Ronju, great improvements in his game, I'm not going to lie. And Cody Steele, like you got to use your grappling more. Like that's your main thing. I know you're like a brawler on the feet and like you have a lot of power, but you have an extensive grappling background and I don't know what it is. I don't know what's wrong with like these grapplers. They're trying to strike with strikers. Like it I know I picked him to win like in the striking, but like I also didn't expect Ronju to be that improved. So I don't know, but like Cody Steele, he has this high level grappling background. Same with like a lot of these other guys, like Rinya Nakamura on the 311 card. He's a high level Japanese Olympic wrestler and he just doesn't use it. Like you guys need to understand, like you guys are much higher level grapplers than most of your opponents. You got to use that effectively, but it is what it is. Props to Cody Steele for putting on a banger fight. And yeah, Ronju, super durable, super skilled. Maybe not super skilled, but super improved, I will say. He's still young. He can still improve a lot more. So good to see Ronju improving like that. And yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Colby Thickness versus Alexander Topuria. Topuria gets the 30-27 decision win. This guy is actually just like a downgraded version of Ilya. Like he's actually just Ilya, but worse in every single aspect. Still a great win though. Colby Thickness, he showed some low IQ moments in this fight, I'm not gonna lie. First round, he got hurt. It is what it is. Then got like slammed on his head. Not on his head, but like suplexed by Alexander Topuria. So, man, I knew from then on Topuria was levels above this guy. Second round, gets a little bit more competitive. They're kind of trading shots. Topuria is landing at a much higher percentage. They're landing about the same amount, but Topuria is throwing a lot less, so he's landing at a much higher percentage, and he's landing with a lot more power. And in the third round, dude, Colby Thickness hurts not Ilya, fuck. Colby Thickness hurts Topuria with a right hand, I believe. Kind of makes him go backwards, and instead of like aggressing and trying to land more power shots, he shoots a fucking takedown. Like why? This guy went 0 for 8 on takedowns. Like I'm pretty sure like Alexander Topuria, I'm pretty sure he's a Greco-Roman specialist, correct? Like, cause I know Ilya is, and like I'm pretty sure Alexander is as well. Pretty sure they did that together. So like, why are you shooting takedowns on a guy with that level of Greco-Roman wrestling? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I should have picked Topuria, man. He's Ilya's brother. He's gonna be like, he's not gonna be too far off of skill from Ilya if they've been training together their whole lives. I don't know why I picked Colby Thickness, but hey, it is what it is. Let's move on to the next fight. Wang Kong versus Bruno Brazil. Wang Kong gets the 30-27 unanimous decision win, putting on a striking masterclass against Bruno Brazil. Just completely out-volumed, out-striked, out everything pretty much. Bruno Brazil, I thought she was going to use the grappling a lot more. Like, just like I said earlier, these grapplers just trying to strike and not really using the grappling. She shot one, like, kind of half-ass takedown in the third round. First two rounds, she's getting out-striked, no takedown attempts at all. And, like, I knew Wang Kong was going to be better on the feet, but I thought Bruno Brazil was going to like actually shoot takedowns and actually like try to get the fight to the ground because we literally seen like in Wang Kong's last fight, as soon as the fight went to the ground, like she got subbed like in like less than 30 seconds or something if I remember correctly. But like Bruno Brazil, I don't know, didn't even attempt to take the fight to the ground, just got completely out-volumed, outstriked. And another thing that I notice about Bruno Brazil's fights, anytime she's outmatched on the feet, she just freezes up, doesn't throw any volume, can't get any rhythm going, and she just gets outstriked. Like against Denise Gomez, like she was outmatched on the feet, just got completely out-volumed and finished. There was another fight where she was outmatched on the feet, and she just got like completely like out-volumed and just out like just if you're a better striker than Bruno Brazil, just fight with a little bit of volume and put some pace on, and Bruno Brazil will not like throw anything back. She freezes up way too much against strikers, and I should have seen that coming into this fight. Understand now why I understand now why Wang Kong was such a big favorite. But yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Tom Nolan versus Vyacheslav Borshev. Great win for Tom Nolan. He gets the decision win. I thought Borshev was gonna chin him, man. Like Tom Nolan, I've seen holes in his game defensively in a lot of his fights. He's been dropped by Victor Martinez, finished in the first round by Nicholas Mota. Borshev carries a lot more power than those guys, man. People forget, man. Borshev KO'd Mahashate. That's pretty impressive, man. But nah, Tom Nolan, I thought he was bound to get chinned here. Borshev just seemed like a bad stylistic matchup. He rarely ever loses on the feet. He hasn't really lost to anybody on the feet. He got dropped by Chase Hooper and ground and pounded a bunch, but like that was like ground and pound and grappling. That wasn't really like just cleanly on the feet where Chase Hooper just picked him apart. Tom Nolan is like the only guy I've seen actually like win cleanly, just straight up fully on the feet against Vyacheslav Borshev. So great win from Tom Nolan. Borshev's a very high level striker, so yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just thought he was gonna get chinned. Like Borshev has crazy power, and Tom Nolan's chinny, and he's a tall striker with mid defense. So I feel like Borshev was just bound to chin him, but couldn't find his openings. Tom Nolan, he's a pretty elusive guy. He finds the right openings, and even on the ground, man, his grappling looked pretty slick. So yeah, great win for Tom Nolan. And yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos. Just when I thought the incorrect pick streak was over. Jack Jenkins has a great first round, drops him with a head kick. He's looking great. He's landing better. And then Gabriel Santos turns into fucking prime Khabib and just fucking chokes him out. Dude, like, I really thought Jack Jenkins was gonna be the one to break the incorrect pick streak, but no, Gabriel Santos is just fucking prime Islam Makhachev after the first round. So yeah, great win for Gabriel Santos. Got the takedowns pretty convincingly and just controlled them on the ground, and then eventually found the submission. Jack Jenkins really didn't have anything on the ground for him. Even on the feet, like Gabriel Santos was landing some good shots. So man, Jack Jenkins, I thought he was for sure going to win this fight. Gabriel Santos has not looked the best in his UFC performances. His two losses are to Lerone Murphy and David Onama, so two pretty good guys. But man, I thought Jack Jenkins was going to be able to beat him. Jack Jenkins has looked great in his UFC performances. But yeah, nothing really else to say here. My losing streak continues. Let's move on to the next fight. Jake Matthews versus Francisco Prado. Holy fuck, I got to pick right. No fucking way. That's actually insane. But nah, like, great win for Jake Matthews. His head movement looked good. He outboxed Prado. And he was just bigger. Like, that's what I said going into this fight. I don't know why Prado's going up to welterweight. Like, he should have just stayed at lightweight. He's too small for welterweight. And Jake Matthews just showed that. He was just too big. Landed the harder shots. Prado just couldn't really get anything going. And yeah, great win for Jake Matthews. So, man, Jake Matthews, thank you. Thank you for breaking my incorrect pick streak. I will forever be grateful for you, Jake Matthews. You are now my favorite fighter. Nah, but great win for Jake Matthews. He just looked like the cleaner boxer. His head movement was really nice. Prado was struggling very much to hit him, but yeah, great win for Jake Matthews. Let's move on to the next fight. Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. This fight ends in a draw. I was terrified after the first round, I'm not going to lie. That first round scarred me. Like, they're trading shots back and forth. Bellato gets a body lock. It's looking like he's about to get a takedown. Jimmy Crute does like some weird fucking reversal shit and ends up on top in full mount somehow. And he just starts beating Bellato's head in, out grappling him, looks for a few submission attempts. And man, I was like, yeah, we're cooked. Bellato's cooked. I'm going to get another one wrong. They get back up to the feet, and I'm like, all right, watch this. Bellato flash KO. Jimmy Crute lands a huge shot on the feet, drops Bellato, and almost finishes him in the first round. And I'm like, yeah, we're fucking cooked. 10-8 for Jimmy Crute. We're cooked. And then Bellato comes back, wins the second and third round, and makes it a draw. W. Rodolfo Bellato. He came back calm, composed, defended all the rest of the takedowns, and just like, man, he just won those second two rounds. He just won round 2 and 3. I thought Bellato was going to get a finish here. Jimmy Crute was pretty chinny, and Bellato, he's shown to have pretty nice power, but man, like, I'm taking it. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking it. I'm counting draws as wins. I'm taking anything I can in this situation. I'm counting it as a correct pick. Don't really care. Man, yeah, great win for. I don't draw. I don't know what to say. I was about to say great win for Bellato, but neither of them won. It was a draw. Great draw for Rodolfo Bellato. I'm taking it as a correct pick. So, yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Justin Tafa versus Talison Teixeira. This fight went pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to go. Talison Teixeira just puts him out of there in like 30 seconds. You know, they meet in the middle. Teixeira looks about 3 times Tafa's size. Lands a huge head kick on the guard of Tafa, but it kind of like rocks him still. Shoots like a weird takedown, but Justin Tafa defends it, I guess, and then gets put against the fence. And then Teixeira just like winds up a big ass elbow, slams it into Justin Tafa's nose, and Tafa just goes down and curls up into a ball and gets ground and pound finished. So, yeah, Talison Teixeira, man, this guy could be a problem. He is fucking huge. He's like 6'7" with an 83-inch reach. This guy is massive. And he seems to have pretty crazy power because Justin Tafa's a tough dude. So, putting Tafa out of there in 30 seconds is impressive in my opinion. Maybe, I don't know, Justin Tafa's shit, but he's tough. So, pretty impressive stuff from Teixeira. Let's move on to the co-main event. Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. Zhang Weili gets the decision win dominantly and defends her belt, solidifying herself as the 115-pound GOAT. And honestly, man, Tatiana looked terrible in this fight. I got this pick wrong, but dude, I'm not even mad. I'm a big fan of Zhang Weili, and dude, I'm happy that she won. I wanted her to win this fight. But yeah, Tatiana, man, I didn't think she was going to gas out that fast. She gassed out in the second round. Like, that was pretty embarrassing. Like, first round, she gets the takedown, controls her on the ground for pretty much the entire time. Pretty much expected, yeah. And then the second round, she just gasses out. Can't get any more takedowns. She goes 1 for 15 on takedown attempts. Embarrassing. Like, I did not expect that. We haven't really seen, like, too much cardio issues from Tatiana. I thought she'd be able to get the first 3 rounds pretty easily off just the wrestling. We've seen Zhang Weili get taken down by people like Rose Namajunas, Yan Xiaonan, Carla Esparza. Tatiana Suarez is levels above all of those guys in the wrestling. And I don't know, like, Zhang Weili, I thought she was going to get taken down a lot easier, but her takedown defense looked amazing in this fight. Tatiana was struggling after the first round. She gassed out. Weili was way better on the feet. She tripled her in significant strikes or something like that. It was like 230 to like 60 or something. Dude, dominant win from Zhang Weili. Really happy about that. Great performance. And yeah, I think honestly, Zhang Weili, there's not really anybody else for her in this division. Verna Yandaroba is on the come up, but dude, I think she beats Yandaroba pretty comfortably. And like, I think the only thing that's left for her is move up a division and fight Valentina Shevchenko for a double champ, which would be absolutely sick. I'm not sure who'd win that fight, but honestly, I don't mind Weili's chances. So, yeah, great win. Let's move on to the main event next. Dricus du Plessis defeats Sean Strickland in the rematch, 50-45, walks him down, and man, Strickland just had nothing for him. Like I said, Sean Strickland has no ability to make adjustments, and he comes with the same exact game plan every single time against every single fighter. And I knew Dricus was going to be able to figure him out a lot easier. He didn't even really need the takedowns. He just cleanly outstruck him and beat him on the feet. So, yeah, man, great win for Dricus du Plessis. Strickland, dude, if you want to ever become champ again or ever, like, even sniff that belt, you gotta learn how to make adjustments and switch up your style if it doesn't work. Because yes, it's very effective. It works against most fighters, but against guys like Dricus where it doesn't work, like, you have to know how to switch up the style. You have to know how to make adjustments, or else you're just gonna lose. And that's what happened in this fight. Sean Strickland's inability to make adjustments is what costed him the fight against Dricus du Plessis. Dricus was just the more active guy, put Strickland on the back foot majority of the fight. Sean Strickland was forced to just defend most of the time and couldn't really get anything going himself. And Sean Strickland, man, like, Dricus broke his nose in the fourth round pretty bad. Fucking hit him with like a nice right hand. And Strickland just kind of starts moving backwards, starts playing with his nose, starts gushing blood, and he's trying to fix it while Dricus is like, trying to find the finish. Great win for Dricus du Plessis. 50-45, Sean Strickland. Yeah, man, this was a pretty fun fight. But yeah, let's move on to the final recap. 5 for 12 on correct picks. Did not do very good, unfortunately, but you can't have them all. I can redeem myself on the next one, no worries. Fight of the night, I went with Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. This was a sick, sick fight. Man, Jimmy Crute gets the 10-8 in the first round, dominates him on the ground, a lot of submission attempts, and then, gets the knockdown and almost finishes him. But, the comeback, round 2 and 3 from Bellato, comes back, lands the better shots, turns it into a draw. It seemed like at any moment somebody was going to go down from a big power shot, but, man, great fight. Weili versus Suarez was definitely on the table for this one. Definitely a great fight as well. Little too one-sided, though, for me. When I'm picking my fight of the night, I usually like back-and-forth wars. Weili versus Suarez was a little too one-sided. And, yeah, Cody Steele, Rongju as well. Another good honorable mention. Best finish, I have to go with Quillan Salkeld sleeping Anshul Jubli in the first round, sending Anshul Jubli back to the fish markets of Mumbai. But, yeah, great card, I'm not going to lie. Even though it didn't deliver with a lot of finishes like I said it would, there was a lot of action, a lot of fun fights. There wasn't really any boring fights, I would say. So, yeah, pretty good card. And you know what? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.